Hey, how are you? I had the weirdest thing happen on Sunday. I was down where I normally go, on the edge of civilization, this old campground that's no longer functioning as a campground. It's just part of the National Park Service now. And I was just sitting there Sunday morning, minding my own business, playing guitar, just sitting back, and this mother and two children come and walk by me. It was a black lady with big onk earrings, and her daughter was probably like 17, maybe, and the son was maybe 13, 14, and they're all black. I say hi. I'm sitting there playing. I actually brought a chair down there, lower chair, so I was real close to the ground. I'm like, hey, and the mother said hi to me, but she had this weird sideways kind of smile thing going on, which seemed weird and suspicious. And I'm sensitive to powerful people anyway, and she seemed kind of like something was going on with her a little bit. And then as they walked by, I said hi to the son, and then she actually didn't let him respond. She turned around and said hi again. I'm okay saying hi to people multiple times, but it just seemed weird because I had just said hi to her. Anyway, so they end up sitting kind of a stone's throw away near the dry creek there, and whatever. It's a public place. I felt like I was like, whatever, I guess I'm honored that they want to listen to my music. So I'm sitting there playing. And the kid is just throwing rocks on rocks, and uh, it's a little bit disturbing or disruptive, but again, whatever, it's like everybody's minding their own business, whatever. Well, a little bit of time goes by, and this kid comes around and comes into the circle with a stick. It's maybe like, oh, I don't know, a few feet long, and it's just a little stick. And he starts just kind of waving it, and he walks basically around the circle, and then he stands up on a rock and he's like waving it at me. Now, it was menacing, but I didn't feel like he was actually going to do anything dangerous with it. But it was definitely like, I mean, it wasn't my space, but it was in the space I was in. And again, he was waving a stick. So I was kind of put off by it, but then, as he jumped down and dropped the stick and left the circle, and I'm like, I guess whatever. So I'm playing, but then it's like I just felt the pressure of their attention. And I'm there to relax and not think. I'm there to just be with nature and play music. So this presence of people isn't what bothered me, but just the weight of their attention. So finally I decide, you know what, I'm just gonna go to a different place. So I get all my gear and I go to stand up, and the kid's about to enter the circle again. He turns around to his mom and he says, "What do you want me to do with this stick after I put it on the rock?" I was like, "What?" So the mom was putting him up to this, and like I said, I'm sensitive to powerful people. I'm sensitive to people in general, but so it seemed like it was some sort of, well, it was some sort of ritualized something. I don't know if it was geared towards me specifically, which I mean, being kind of a witchy person, it could have been, or if it was that kid, like his mom teaching him some coming of age, dominate the white man kind of thing, and I just happened to be the token white person there, or if they were magic people and he was just kind of claiming that spot as his powerful magical spot. I really don't know what it was, but it was weird at that point. So again, I went and I was out of earshot, but I was close, but I wasn't that close. So I'm down there for a while. I'm playing a little guitar, just kind of sitting in meditation a little bit, just passing the time, and I kind of hear some voices, kind of a little bit of some, and it might have been some voices on the air, but I think it really sounded like, oh, there he is. Like, what? Like, this is weird. So I took my guitar and my stuff and I went back to my car, and I grabbed my drum, and then I went back down to the circle. I didn't see him again, but it was just the weirdest thing. And then the next day, I was kind of reflecting on this. I was up near the mountain, and we had a thunderstorm. And people down here said, "Oh, that was maybe one of the two most powerful thunderstorms I've ever been a part of in Vegas." And I was right under it. I mean, like the lightning it was less than a second between the lightning crack and the flash and the crack. It was so loud. And I had a guitar and a thermos, And I was afraid of getting struck by lightning, frankly. I was in the slot canyon, but I was like, so I was kind of huddled there. I had a warmer jacket in my car, but it was like little hail and rain. So I'm sitting there kind of huddled up with some rocks, with cold air blowing, this thunder, literally scared for getting struck by lightning, thinking about this lady. And it's actually a tragedy, you know. She might have just been having no, it was something weird. There's no doubt about that. From my perspective, what they were doing was weird. But it might not have been nefarious. And the thing is with things like that, it's like, yeah, there might be something there, or it might just be me projecting a phantom into the circumstances. Either way, that next day when I was up there thinking about it, and with the thunder and the cold and everything, I was just like kind of doing some mental, having to navigate this entity, some sort of entity. And you know, I wouldn't say I'm totally done fighting, cosmically fighting, but it's like that's not really my style anymore. I'm pretty much just like, hey, what? You know, let's work something out. I'm sure, like, because I mean, let's face it, we're all part of this cosmic creation, and there's no doubt that, you know, tigers and lions and gazelles, like lions and gazelles, yeah, they both exist, but the gazelles are definitely eternally wary of the lion, because that's the lion's food. And I think cosmically we might be some sort of cosmic food for some other entities, whether they're archons or whatever you want to call them, vampires, some sort of quasi vampire thing. But there's really no way to know. And I'm not one to live in fear. So I was up there, and it was like I was shivering a little bit from the cold, but it was also the thunder, and I was literally afraid of getting struck. So it was kind of funny in that I was shaking with fear. I wasn't shaking necessarily because of the fear, but I was like, I'm willing to let my body, I was kind of entertaining that idea. So I was up there shivering in fear with this thunder and this entity I was dealing with. It was, I was letting myself go through it. It wasn't like I was, you know, I didn't feel threatened really, but it was. I think once you get those hormone releases in your body, like that adrenaline and stuff, it takes a little while for that to pass. So here I am vibrating with this like feeling of fear and all the psychic stuff, and then the physical stuff, and it was my Uranus opposite natal Uranus that day began that, which is that's a big thing, you know. It's like the halfway point for Uranus. You know, they say the return of Saturn, that's like 29 years. You know, the return of Jupiter, that's like 12 years. Well, the return of Uranus, that's like 86 years or something, you know. So I'm halfway there. And so, and that's the lightning and the electric volt, the electric planet of the zodiac is Uranus. So here I am with this lightning on the day that begins and all this stuff. And I have this fear, and I'm just like, it's like a thing. I was feeling it internally, but it was like I was outside of it. And I'm like, I just was just done with this fear. I'm done with this fear. Hey, what's up?
Hey man,
How are you?
fine, and you?
I feel good.